Hello everyone, this is a free video tutorial to go along with the book, The Vagabond's Guide to Successful, but Making Them Cheap, YouTube Production While Living in Your Van and Making Money at It. The book can be downloaded from livinginyourvan.com, and there are numerous other video tutorials available on this channel. The book is intended for professional video production on the cheap and in the most inopportune situations. So, just in the past couple of weeks here, YouTube launched a new channel design layout called One. Now, of course, YouTubers were quite ticked off at this again and hated the new layout, screaming and yelling at YouTube for the changes. However, we'll discuss the reasoning behind the radical change, and this tutorial will be devoted to setting up and getting the most out of your One channel layout. Now, to most people, the One channel looks downright boring. Yes, but there's actually a very good reason for that, and we're going to get into that in just a moment. Right now, no one is being forced to switch to the One channel, but undoubtedly that will happen in the future. Now, there were several things that I personally missed from the old channel. I had a very nice custom background that the Christianema network made for me, and I really liked it. Well, switching to the One channel, that was the first thing to get ditched. Then, when trying to set up the channel, there was a lot of not so obvious settings and customization options that were really hard to find. So, let's start with the thing that's making everybody mad. Why on earth did YouTube do this? Well, the reason is actually hidden in plain sight in the name they gave the new layout, One. Now, I'm a member of a YouTube network called Christianema, and YouTube had a conference for networks just a couple of weeks back. So basically, there has been a stunning rise in YouTube viewership over mobile devices, smartphones and tablets, iPads, etc. If you've ever built a website, you know how much of a pain it is to try and make your website compatible on smartphones as well as desktop computers. It is a major challenge just because of the way smartphones work. Their screen sizes, the fact that there are so many different kinds of smartphones, some touch screens, some have a little joystick, each of which operate just a little different than all the others. Now we come to YouTube. YouTube is a website, which means YouTube needs to deal with all of these different platforms, each of which handles web pages in radically different ways. And the viewership over mobile devices has taken a drastic upturn. I'm looking at my viewership stats right now, and you can see for yourself, about 1/3 of all my traffic comes from mobile devices. Wow, think about that for a second. 1/3 of all my views are garnered through smartphones. So if my YouTube channel doesn't work well on the smartphone, then that means I could potentially lose 1/3 of my viewers. And this is right across the board on YouTube. In fact, in Korea, 50% of the viewership happens through mobile devices. And Korea is always an indicator of what will happen in the next in the largest viewership market, the United States. Furthermore, there's this new thing called Google TV. Google owns YouTube and understandably wants your videos on their television network. People can and will surf to your YouTube channel on their television. You want to be reaching people with your message just as badly as YouTube does. So how do you deal with this mess? PCs, mobile devices, Google TV, they all handle web pages in radically different ways. The solution is to make the website compatible with all of these devices. YouTube is a website, and that is the reason for the drastic and radical changes to the channels. It is to make them work so you can reach your viewers. Now, unfortunately, this requires a drastic simplification and formatting of the channels, and you'll notice almost all of the changes to the new YouTube 1 format center around making the channels easier to navigate on smartphones. Why? Because at present, 1/3 of your viewership will come from people watching your videos on their smartphones. And in the near future, Google TV will start to make up a large chunk of your viewership as well. So that is why you need to pay attention to the new 1 channel. It is 1 channel that is compatible with all web browsing equipment. So there you can see why they named it 1. And these statistics, I guarantee you, are only going to rise. Just the Android mobile devices alone, there are 700,000 of these being activated every day. That's more Android devices activated each day than there are babies being born. Google Television is still very much in its infancy, but gaining ground. So that is why the painful change over to the YouTube 1 format. Once you understand what's going on and why, perhaps you'll be more willing to embrace the change and make it work for you instead of actually fighting it. So, let's embrace the change. Now, before you take that fateful step and click on the button activating your 1-page format, you might want to just watch through this whole tutorial first. There's a few things like the banner and the trailer video, which you may want to see what that's about and have those made in advance before you switch to the 1 format. But that's your call. So we embrace the change and we click on that fateful button. If you can't find the button, you can head on over to youtube.com/1channel, all one word, and you'll get the offer to switch to 1 there. You can also switch back to the old channel style by visiting youtube.com/1channel, and over on the left side, you'll be given the option to go back to your previous format. Now, I did, and I hadn't lost anything. Even my background image and the image map were still functioning as they were before I switched to the 1 channel. I did notice, however, that my phone version of my channel did not revert back to the old style. It stuck with the new 1 channel style. Now, when you do switch to 1, several things will happen. First, the bad news. If you had a background on your channel, you just lost it. It's been replaced by a nice plain white background now. Yes, it's simple. It needs to be, because this background size changes wildly depending on what the viewer is using to access your channel. So the background is pointless anyway. You'll also notice that if you were like me, you had an image map before. You no longer have image map options. Instead, links to Twitter, your homepage, other websites, all of that is dealt with in the settings now and have become actual links overlaid on top of your banner or in the description. The reason for this is because it's near impossible to use an image map on a puny little mobile phone touchscreen, and I don't think you're able to access image maps at all on Google TV. And thus you can't get your viewers to follow you on TwitFace Plus because you used an image map to make the links to your social media pages. So now 1/3 or more of your viewers cannot access your social media. So the image maps are now gone. So those are some of the things you lost, but you did gain something really cool called a trailer video. So it's like a movie trailer only for your YouTube channel, which is brilliant. I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, when you first switch over, you're walked through a checklist of things to do. Chances are several of these options will already be completed as the new channel just migrates the information over from your old channel. Notice you have the usual headings across the top. Your channel menus, upload, search bar, etc. Then you've got brief stats for your channel, and then your video manager link in what I'm going to call the header. Some will call it the banner, whatever. I'm going to call it the header. So the top right hand corner of the header, you'll see a useful option to view as public. Right now you are logged into your channel, so the layout looks different than what a viewer sees because you've got all these random controls all over the place. So clicking on view as public, you get to test out what everything looks like, and just click on the done to switch back to your editing mode. In your header, left to right, if you mouse over your avatar, you'll see a pencil pop up. Clicking on the pencil allows you to change your avatar. To the right of that is your artwork or banner header. If you bypassed the big add artwork button somewhere along the way, don't sweat it. Just log into your YouTube channel, mouse over the header, and you'll see this pencil pop up. Mouse over the pencil and you'll get two options: edit links and edit channel art. Let's deal with the art first. This one is a biggie, and you'll quickly see why the very boring layout with the only artwork available really is only your header. So mouse over your header, then mouse over the pencil, and select Edit Channel Art. You will be taken to this page where you can drag and drop an image from your computer, or you can click here to browse your computer and select an image. The image is a 16:9 ratio image, and it needs to be at least 2 megapixels. You're going to see why in just a second. The minimum art size is 2,120 pixels wide by 1,192 pixels high. To demonstrate here, I'm actually going to upload a 4:3 ratio digital picture because I want to show you something. I'm going to upload this image of a mountain chain. Now, once the image is uploaded, wait and take a look before proceeding. Notice what they're showing you here. Here is the one-channel solution to a multi-platform problem. They've taken your image and showed you how it will work on different platforms. Now remember our theme. This is the one-channel solution. I'm going to click on Adjust the Crop. And here you can see the outline for a 16:9 image, which crops the image I uploaded because my image was a 4:3 image, as most digital pictures are. I can move around the crop so you can see what's going to happen. The black border is what will be seen if someone visits your channel on their television. The dark gray area is the mobile platforms, and the PC view is the same area and height as the mobile zone, except the view width will vary. This is because many viewers will have different screen resolutions set on their computer. So the number of pixels wide in their view changes. So you can start to see what YouTube is up against in trying to accommodate all platforms. Now I'm going to do something unusual here to make a point. I'm going to do a screen capture. For those of you not familiar with that, there's a button over on your keyboard, usually in the upper right area, that says print screen or PRT-SCN. By pressing that button, I just captured an image of my screen. If I now open, say, Windows Paint, and then I go Edit, Paste, my screen capture will be loaded into Windows Paint. Now, I happen to be using Corel Draw to make my artwork, but you can use whatever you want. If I now click Select, I'll be taken back to my one channel, and a few moments later, my header is updated with the new artwork. Now, I'm going to make some custom artwork. I've pasted my screen capture into Corel Draw, and I've traced some squares around 3 different things. The 4:3 aspect ratio outline, the 16:9 aspect outline, and the crop area for the mobile platform image. I'm going to remove my screen capture and use those squares to lay out my artwork. It so happens that for my uploaded image, I actually used a still from one of my videos, which was shot in 16:9. So I just make it fit. I had to do some fancy footwork here to make it all fit, but this is what I did for my channel. It's your artwork, you do what you want, but you can see my solution here. This area is what will show up on television. This area will show up on mobile platforms and PCs. I now export that image as a JPEG image, and I now upload that as the new artwork for my channel. And here's what I now have. Now, I don't have Google Television to show you what it looks like on there. Sorry. You can see YouTube's page on laying out your artwork here. I'll put it in the description as well. Okay, so let's set up our links now. Mouse over the pencil on the header and click on Edit Links. You'll come to this page. Now, I don't know how many links you can add, but I'm sure it's a lot. So this is now replacing what many of you had set up as an image map before. Now, on my old channel, here's the links. It's an image map on the background. Very slick, very nice. But now take a look at this. Can you imagine someone visiting my YouTube channel on their iPhone and trying to click on any one of those links? It's near impossible. I mean, I don't even know if you can access an image map on Google Television. Probably not. So that means 1/3 of you or more of your viewers will not be able to access your social networks, your website, etc. This is why the image maps are ditched in the new One channel. Mobile and television access. You want people on mobile phones to be able to access you on social networks. You want to have links to your personal webpage, etc. So all of these link settings are solid links that will be accessible on all platforms. So the first link in the list can be set to show up as an overlay on the header. Like here, I've got my network proudly overlaid on top of the header. But all the other links appear here in the About tab. The social links have their own category, and you can have up to 4 social networking links. You can select as many of those 4 as you'd like to appear as overlaid links on your header. I've only got 2, which you can see here. And they are also again listed under the About tab. Last but not least, if you click on the About tab, you'll see your channel's description and other random options like the ability to feature other favorite YouTube channels, etc. Most of this is accessed again either by clicking on the obvious button or mousing over and finding the not so obvious pencil. The next thing is a trailer video. Now, this is sweet. When I was perusing the demo channels that had trailer videos, I was like, dude, there were so many channels that I had no idea anything about, and I wanted to subscribe to them all because of their very well done trailer videos. The trailer video shows up and automatically plays if someone who is not a subscriber to your channel winds up on your channel. So make a trailer video. Keep it short and sweet. I'd recommend 30 seconds to a minute and a half tops if you've got lots of material. But I mean, I got lots of material on my channel, and my trailer was 51 seconds long. So produce a trailer video, upload it to your channel, and then you can select that video from your collection in here. You'll be given the option in this area first, or if you want to change it, just mouse over the pencil and select your trailer video. Below that are different panels, which YouTube calls sections. Recent uploads, different playlists, popular uploads, etc. First, take a gander through the list. You'll notice that your playlists and previous video lists will have been migrated over from your old channel. I can remove one of these panels by mousing over the panel, clicking on the pencil, and then click on the trash can. Notice that I did not delete the playlist. I simply removed that panel. Now if I scroll way down to the bottom, you'll see an Add Section button. Click on it. You'll see two drop-down boxes, one for content, one for layout. If you click on content, you can choose a single playlist, for example. If I select that, a second drop-down box will appear, which lists all the playlists that I've built. If an option is grayed out, that is because it is already in the channel section. Just scroll up and take a look. It's there somewhere already. Now, I choose which playlist I want to appear here, and then pick which style of layout I'd like. You can see both styles here. I click Done when I'm satisfied with the look. Now, you're probably thinking, well, wait a minute, that's way down at the bottom. I don't want it there. I want it up top. Not a problem, but here's where it's not so obvious. Mouse over the section you want to move, and you'll notice a gray bar on the far left margin. Click and drag that bar to move the section up or down. Okay, so that's pretty much all I got. This was long enough, but hopefully you'll grasp the concepts here of why YouTube is doing this, how to maximize it for your channel's benefit and future. This is addressing problems that are only beginning to crop up with multiple platform viewers. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I have several other tutorials on video production and maximizing YouTube for the book, The Vagabond's Guide to Successful, but Making Them Cheap, YouTube Production while living in your van and making money at it. The book is intended for professional video production on the cheap and in the most inopportune situations. You can read the first chapter for free, and you can either purchase the book or an ebook copy at livinginyourvan.com.